What's happening, Steeler Nation? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? excuse me. But what's going on, Steeler Nation, man? Welcome to the latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, Sim Football Critic, SimFBallCritic, Sims, whatever you guys like to say. I am him. He is I, and I is him. Welcome to the latest episode, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Levels are doing okay. Just wanted to double check that as you saw me looking to my left at this computer screen. And I want to tell you this really quick, guys. This ain't going to be long. This ain't going to be long because we got Hard Knocks tonight, baby. Hard Knocks. We got Hard Knocks at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm going to be done before 9 because I want to watch the first episode in real time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, even though I have to commute to D.C. tomorrow. Hey, I can take my shower and get into bed after the episode. I've already ironed my clothes, and I am ready to go. So yes, this will not be a long show. We will be wrapping this show up. Matter of fact, I'm going to get to my quick topics, take a few phone calls, and then we watching some Hard Knocks. What say you? How's everybody doing, man? Let's say hello to the early commenters. My man, Y Diggy in the building. Jared Devil in the building. What's up, Mark? Mark Cunningham in the building. Hello, Lanisha, the lovely one and only Lanisha. Mrs. Hayes in the building. Hello, Lanisha. Appreciate you, fellas. Y'all already know the routine, man. Take care of our special ladies. Lay out that red carpet. Make them feel at home. Treat them with care. Antoine Hill in the building. What's up, Twan? Joshua Shields, Lee Sharp, C.T. Pittman in the building. What's good, man? Steely McBeeman is in the building. Steeler Cards is in the building. Dietrich Bundick in the building. Who else is up in here early and often? My good brother, the one and only Aries Brethren. Kenyon in the building. Kenyon is in the building. Elisa Shepard. Hello, Elisa. Another one of our lovely, lovely lady listeners of Steeler Nation. Say hello, fellas. Say hello to the lovely ladies. Treat them with care. Vista Light is in the building. Joshua Shields. If I hadn't said your name already, I'm saying it again. It seems like I always say your name twice. But what's up, Joshua, man? What's going on? Who else? Anybody else really quick before I jump right in? Oh, there go my man right there. Always love the name. Black Thanos. What's up, Black Thanos in the building, man? Appreciate you, brother. Another one of our extended family members. Appreciate it. Got that all 22 footage coming out for you. Y'all, you guys are not watching it. Y'all ain't watching it, man. I definitely appreciate you guys being channel members, but y'all are not watching the exclusive content. Some of you do. I know why Diggy watches it quite often, but you guys are not watching it. And I've been floating around some ideas as well, man. I won't really get into it right now, but I've been floating around some ideas for that. As far as extended family and all of that. And we'll see. Been floating around an idea, man, of doing some Patreon stuff and perhaps keeping same footage for the extended family members at that lower price point and maybe do something different. Because a lot of people are asking to see this footage and yet they won't join the channel. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. We'll see where that may go later on down the road. But let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. I'm going to give you my quick comments. I'm going to open the phone lines for a few calls. And again, we out of here. We's out of here because I'm going to watch the boys on Hard Knocks at 9 p.m. And I really don't like that we're on it, but I'm cool with the AFC North being on there. I can handle that as opposed to it being focused solely on Pittsburgh. But all right, let's get to it, guys. My quick notes. Let you guys know right now, I have not rewatched the game itself, but I have watched one full half of the All 22, right? Because this weekend kind of got away from me, man, with had a lot of stuff going on, you know, my son's AAU tournament, and you guys know how it went with the game, and I couldn't watch it. I watched it through the third quarter, and then I ended up watching the fourth quarter before I did the show with you guys later on Sunday. Then Monday, continuing to celebrate my mother-in-law's birthday, we took her shopping, went out to a mall, right back out close to Philly again. If some of you guys may be familiar, we went to King of Prussia Mall, about 20 minutes or so from the heart of Philly. So I was ripping and running, didn't get a chance to really watch the game again. However, I did watch the first half of the All-22, and just off of my memory and from what I saw there is enough for me to give you a little bit of information here tonight. Let's get to it, guys. So this is all I got. Mike Tomlin's comments. Mike Tomlin says, and hold on, somebody's at my door. What's going on here? Oh, okay. I was about to say, anytime that security camera ring off, I take a look and make sure I ain't got to go handle no business. You know what I mean? But anyway, Tomlin's comments. All I got from that is he says he does expect Alex Highsmith back. He says he expects Alex Highsmith back for the rematch against Cleveland. He said Corey Trice, Montravius Adams also will have a chance. So that would be good. Definitely would love to get Alex Highsmith back into this fold and get him back into this fun. And I say fun because it's been fun watching the team. Not so much fun defensively against the Bengals, but it still has been fun seeing guys like TJ continue to be TJ, making a play when it's timeless play, right? Also, guys like Nick Herbig, but as well as Nick Herbig is playing, again, man, having that three-man complement, three-man rotation, and add a fourth man in there with Preston Smith. I want to see what that be like. Little piece of that something. If I channel my day from Friday after next, I'm trying to see what that be like. I want to see that. I want to see that four-man complement, right? And Alex Highsmith was playing so well when he came back from his first minor injury, so hopefully he hits the ground running once again. But anyway, guys, that's where I'm at with that, man. The only thing else Mike Tomlin did talk about that, and he basically detailed the reason why. If you didn't notice, we asked the question, guys, early on before Cam Sutton came back. I asked the question right here on the show, how it would affect Beanie Bishop. Would both of them get on the field? Would both of them still play? Would one of them start taking snaps away from the other? And in this case, Cam Sutton taking snaps away from Beanie Bishop, and we saw it. We saw it in this game against the Bengals on Sunday. Cam Sutton was primarily playing the majority of the true nickel snaps, meaning when we were in nickel, right? When we were in nickel, when we were in 5 DBs, 2 regular corners, nickel, 2 safeties, it was Cam Sutton most of the time. Now, Mike Tomlin spoke on that. Mike Tomlin says, hey, it was because of what they were trying to limit Joe Burrow doing, because of the things that they respected. And basically, I'm summarizing, not, word for word, but kind of summarizing, paraphrasing his sentiment, is because what they were expecting Joe Burrow to be able to do with his eligibles and Joe Burrow's, his style of play and just his capability. They wanted to put somebody out there that's a little more versatile, has seen more of this, have seen more football, and they thought Cam Sutton would give them the better opportunity, in which that was the reason why they did that. But also, you did see them both on the field at times when we went in dime. There were definitely plays out there where both Cam Sutton and Beanie Bishop was on the field. Mike Tomlin even said, hey, there's some things that Beanie Bishop does better than Cam Sutton, but, each guy has their strengths. And they felt like that Cam Sutton would be more the strength as they prepared for that week's challenge. So we'll keep an eye on that going forward. I don't think I disagree with that. I don't think I would disagree with Cam Sutton is probably better suited in more passing situations. Beanie Bishop has played pretty solid for the Steelers, man, but sometimes, and we've seen it, sometimes Beanie Bishop has gotten lost in pass downs or pass concepts and things that are coming his way where you would think Cam Sutton would settle in more. Now, the way both of these gentlemen play will be the determining factor as far as who plays and how much and how long, but I can understand that. I can understand what Mike Tomlin was going with there. So, gotta appreciate the explanation. Outside of that, guys, I just got a real quick, couple things I wanted to recap. Again, this is really just me watching the first half. I mean, I already recapped the game Sunday. Like I said, I'm starting to get better, kind of giving my thoughts and recap of the game in the knee-jerk reaction. And since I didn't watch the full game again, only the first half, I'm just going to talk about a couple things here in terms of what caught my eye. Joey Porter Jr., man, this was later in the game, but for as bad of a game that Joey Porter had, y'all remember he dropped that interception? I meant to talk about that after the game, and I forgot when I was doing the post-game knee-jerk reaction show. And maybe I did mention it, I just don't remember, but it dawned on me again, man, as I was watching footage, even though I haven't gotten that far in the 22, I was like, that's right, he did drop a wide-open interception. We still would be getting on him for the penalties that he committed. Some of them, some people might say was tic-tac, maybe one or two. But most of those 6 penalties that was called on him, he earned, right? But had you made that interception, man, and made an impact, right? If you would have made an impact in the game the other way, versus just the penalties, then, people may be talking about you a little differently. But little stuff like that, man, when you're having a bad day, having a bad game, what a great way to get yourself back into it by producing a turnover. So I wanted to notate that in case you guys forgot about that. Number 24, I did say his name there, but he's number 24 until he proves himself again. That's funny. Steely McBeaman says he does wear number 24. Yeah, but that boy Ike Taylor couldn't catch anything. If Ike Taylor had great hands, oh my goodness. Might have been a Hall of Famer. Let's see. What else did I have, guys? Second play of the game. I wanted to talk about this. I don't know if I did on Sunday. That boy Keanu Benton showed his strength. Y'all remember that tackle for loss? I think I did mention the play when I did my chronicalization of the, when I recapped basically the first defensive series. And I talked about Keanu Benton getting off early. But, man, I went back watching that play on the All-22. Keanu got some stuff with him, bruh. He got some stuff with him. He has some stuff with him. That boy is a beast. And I think it's going to come together, man. I know some people are saying, oh, he doesn't have enough sacks. Well, let's not forget that this dude is playing. He's playing the Cam Hayward position, the D tackle position, right? And I mean, yeah, we look for them to get sacks, but I think that will come in due time. Right now, he's just getting his footing, still early. He's just learning how to use his strength and his quickness and his capabilities. I think it will come. I think as time goes on, as the years go on, as he continues to get the tutelage, man, from Cam Hayward, he's going to be fine. But that boy is a beast. But go back and watch that play. If you haven't seen any of his, or if you're not familiar with what he can do, that one play sums it up. I mean, he just threw this dude out the club. Just threw him. I mean, one arm. Just sit down. And we's in the backfield wreaking havoc. And again, if you watch every game, man, there's little plays like that pop up from Keanu Benton in almost every game. There's something. It might be small. Remember the tackle he got on, who was that? On Jaden Daniels. That was a significant play against Washington. Like he's starting to make these little subtle plays that, again, like I said, the highlight watchers of the world might not notice. But shout outs to Keanu Benton. What else did I notice real quick, guys? Man, that run play, the big run play by Chase Brown, perfectly executed blocking by the Bengals. Oh, my Lord. They just caught us, man. They just caught us. We had Deshaun Elliott in the box. It was so clean, man, that T. Higgins basically cracked back, right? Because he was lined up, kind of a tight split, and he cracked back towards the line of scrimmage, but he didn't even have nobody to block. It was so clean, he had nobody to block. You understand what I'm saying? It was, oh, my God. Oh, round of applause to another one of our lovely lady listeners, man. Another family member, Sade. Round of applause to Sade. Round of applause, man. Appreciate when you guys and gals become extended family members. Appreciate that, man. So just recognizing that right there from Sade. But also, man, yeah, it was just blocked so perfectly, guys. It was blocked so perfectly. So perfect to where T. Higgins pretty much ain't even have nobody to block. He turned back in to help block, defensive lineman. Well executed, and then, Minka kind of got caught on his heels, and that's going to happen when you're trying to decide which way do you think a guy's going to go, and when it's a fast guy, luckily enough, Minka did at least get there to help save the touchdown. They eventually scored anyway, but it was just a well-executed block. I know it's tough to see explosive plays happen against us. You hear me talk about it a lot, but you got to give credit to your opponent, man. It was perfectly executed. Beautiful blocking. So I wanted to come in here and tell you guys that. Also, love how we did expose Mike Hilton. No disrespect, Mike Hilton, but I love how we basically utilized or attacked his weakness. We all know Mike Hilton hasn't been the greatest in the NFL in terms of straight line pass coverage, right? We saw it happen a lot when he was on our team. If you get somebody matched up on him and you just run right at him, he gets turned around a lot. Same thing happened with him on the Austin touchdown. If you look at the play again, me looking at it on the All-22, did what he normally did against us. He starts in his little back pedal a little bit, and then he flips this way, right? For whatever reason, he spins to the outside and whips back around as opposed to just staying square and, maybe just keeping his back pedal until Austin got all the way up on him and turned inside. He spun the opposite way. And with Calvin Austin's speed, it was good night, Irene, bro. It was over. It was over. Russ saw the matchup. They were basically in man. Looks like they were in man too, but for whatever reason, the safety on that side was playing more so Freiermuth. He was kind of, if you guys have the opportunity to see the 22, and you guys will see it when I show the footage as far as extended family members, I don't know what that safety was. I get it, man, because when you're playing your half of the field as a deep safety, you have to basically decide who's your biggest threat. So he's kind of helping cover Freiermuth. That's a little closer to him, but maybe in that scenario, maybe you ask your safeties to look at the threat. Who's the bigger threat in that scenario? The guy who has killer speed or Freiermuth underneath? Now, the Steelers were going to attack with the tight end, so maybe that was the plan by the Bengals. But also, because it was only about 23, 24 yards from the end zone, maybe the safety didn't think that Austin would get that deep behind him. I don't know. But either way, caught him in man. Russell Wilson exposed the biggest weakness. And there you have it, man. We were able to capitalize against Mike Hilton. And then also, the only thing else I wanted to say, guys, before I get to the next segment, really love that we got Russell Wilson on the move, guys. Man, it's a beautiful thing, and I know you guys and gals feel the same way, man, when it's something that you want to see or something that you say or one of the points that you make and then the team implements it or, they acknowledge the same thing or whatever. Doesn't that make you feel good to make you feel like, okay, great, I'm on the right track as far as what I see? You guys came in here and heard me say, I came in here and you guys heard me say last week, and I've been saying it a week or two now, definitely been saying it to Kenyon in the chat, our text message rather. Russell Wilson isn't as effective when he's bottled in the pocket. For one, Russell not being super tall, he's not a plus 6 footer, not as easy for him to see over the line. And also, when he gets corralled, because of him not being able to necessarily look downfield the same way a Ben Roethlisberger would have been able to, it definitely takes away from what he can do. I mean, you saw it in Seattle. I just told Kenya last week, I said, man, when Russell was able to cook, when Russ was being Russ, even in the Seattle days, they got him on the move. And I didn't necessarily say that Arthur Smith has to do that. It was in my thought process. You guys heard me say it last week, like, oh man, we can't keep him in the pocket like that. And lo and behold, in this game, guys, if you go back and just watch the game, even on the TV tape, Russ was on the move a lot. We got him on the move a lot, whether it was a design boot, delayed scramble, like a delayed boot type thing. Remember the one a couple times where he goes back and we got a guy out there kind of like in the smoke route area just waiting for the ball, and Russ will charge towards the right and then he dumps it off. Even that, he's getting the defense to move with him, opening up more space for a Fryer move or whoever that outlet was. So whether it was a design boot, him just doing it, or us just getting him, deeper in the pocket. Sometimes when he's in empty, just getting him more space to see what's in front of him. I thought Arthur Smith did a great job with that, but I'm telling you, if you watch the game again, you're going to see Russ on the move a lot outside of that pocket, and it worked. It worked, man. Yeah. That was one thing that I definitely noticed. But like I said, guys, I want this to be a shorter show tonight. I want to get right to the phone calls. And again, I need y'all to be quick because we're going to wrap this show up quick so everybody can be set and positioned at 9 p.m. to watch the first installment of Hard Knocks if you're into that. Like I said, a lot of times I like to watch shows and catch up on them, but I am going to watch the first episode tonight in real time. So I'm going to get this show wrapped up here in a moment. But before we do, there's one thing that we have to do. And y'all should know what that is. It is time, my good people, for what I call the Big Head Moment. Yes, sir. The Big Head Moment. It is time, baby, for the Big Head Moment. Now, I may miss a few because there's one segment of this, I'm going to just give it to an entire unit. So let me just be quick and brief and go through it. Because again, we don't have all the time in the world, but the first recipient of the Big Hat Moment goes to one TJ Watt. Let's give TJ Watt a huge round of applause. I should start calling it the big bobblehead moment. TJ Watt gets the big hat, tip of the big hat, first and foremost. Because I kid you not. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna read to y'all the timestamp. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, see if I can find it. Hold on. Hold on. Right here. 2:14 p.m. on Sunday, I text Kenyon. I said, man, Kenyon and Tony, I said, defense got to step up, man. Offense doing their job today so far. I said the defense has got to. They got to. And on that very next defensive series, TJ Watt strip sacks him. Beautiful. Timely. Very timely, guys. So that is the reason why your boy, TJ Watt, as we've come accustomed to, gets a tip of the big hat. Next up, the next person on the list who is going to be deserving of the Big Head Moment. His young running mate, Nick Herbig. Once again, Nick Herbig once again, if I'm correct, that is a back-to-back strip sack week. Back-to-back weeks. Guys, we've been saying since last year that Nick Herbig seems to make a play every time he's in the game, or if he plays, let's say, a long duration, at some point, he's starting to be that. I love Nick Herbig, man. I really do, because again, this is a guy, tremendous motor, but also he's up against it. He's a guy that people have kind of looked down on him, like, he's not necessarily the biggest guy. He seems like a guy that's had a chip on his shoulder. Seems like a guy that's always had to prove it. If you look at his brother, Big Nate, big boy. Nate is perfect size for his position. Herbig, not so much when you compare him to guys like a TJ Watt. Oh, yeah, a Myles Garrett, who Myles Garrett is a freak of nature. I mean, as far as stature. But a lot of these edge rushers are big, big dudes. You know what I mean? Big machines. Herbig, not so much. You could tell he's always had to prove himself, and proving himself he's doing. Absolutely. So Nick Herbig, again, 2 consecutive weeks. I can't speak, guys. 2 consecutive weeks. A tip of the big hat, my brother. Wonderful job. All right, guys, next up. Somebody I like to call Old Faithful. He is the next one, along with a partner in crime in this particular situation. But the next 2 Steelers who are deserving of the big head moment. Mr. Cam Hayward, with his partner in crime on this particular play, Dante Jackson. And I'm going to give Dante Jackson and Cam Hayward a tip of the big hat together. Shout outs to you, Dante Jackson. 5 interceptions. I just recently learned that's a career high for both college and NFL. Now, some people will pick fun and say, oh, they haven't been the cleanest interceptions. Some of them tip drifts. I don't care what they was. You in position and having the awareness to take the ball away, I'm giving you a tip of the big hat. But the reason why I'm including Cam Hayward in this, not only does Cam continue to do something every single game like that TFL, even though the Bengals still score, but that hit, Cam Hayward is the reason why that ball was a little high on T. Higgins and it landed in the hands of Dante Jackson. Cam Hayward, man, a continuous dog. Still, at his ripe age of, 35, 36, 35, I think he is. Proving everybody wrong that said, don't re-sign him. He's not worth the money. Yeah, all right. Not only has he been worth it, but he is the Steeler of the team. TJ Watt, too. But y'all know what I'm saying. Cam is the embodiment of Pittsburgh Steelers. And that culture is just bleeding down through the rest of the team. Love it. Love it. So Cam, Dante, tip of the big hat. All right, next up, guys. And again, I'm going to speed this up because we're at 29 minutes. Where we at? 8:33. We got to speed it up. The next recipients of the big head moment. The entire offense. Every single man on the offense. Every single one. Now, as I go through the all 22, might I find a weak link somewhere? Maybe. Might I find a mistake somewhere? Perhaps. But as I sit here today, the entire offensive unit, entire offense, job well done. Even with some errors. Guys that you wouldn't even expect. Oh, Ben Skoranek. I was telling Kenya, boy, I like Skoranek, man. See, that's why you got to be careful when you talk about players that you don't know. Or you just call them just some guy. Come on, man. You got to be careful when you do that. Because sometimes these guys show up. Yeah, I feel you, Walter, but I don't have time to go through. I don't have time to go one by one. But this is a quick show tonight because I got to get out of here so we can watch this Hard Knocks. But they deserve tremendous credit. Every single person. Oh, man, yes, Calvin Austin, I give him some love. Tough little dude, man, took some punishing hits. And once again, he got himself a touchdown. Looks like almost the same route. I don't know if it's the exact same play, but basically the same route that he scored against Cleveland. But everybody, man, I mean, come on, man. George, even my man, Jalen Warren, who needs more touches, man, how he just made more of that screen. Najee Harris, Freiermuth. Like I said, Ben Skoranek. Everybody, Austin, the offensive line. Guys, did y'all see the blocking on that toss play touchdown to Najee Harris? Oh, my Lord. Did you see the blocking on that play? And I tell you, it looks even better from the all-22. Skoranek, depleted, homie. The entire offense. Shout outs to my guy. Yep, I'm saying it. Because he earned my respect. Broderick Jones, man, for trying to talk George Pickens off the ledge twice. That was good to see. A young player trying to look out for his homie and just being the bigger person, showing some leadership quality. Got to give Broderick Jones a lot of kudos for that. Respect. But I can't forget, and this is where we're going to end, Russell Wilson. Matter of fact, I got to give him the respect he deserves. So let me go ahead and close out this segment of the Big Head Moment. Real quick, Russ. Wow. The command that Russell Wilson had on his offense, bro. Russell Wilson did a lot of things right. Like I said, playing on the move, keeping his eyes downfield, a touchdown to Freiermuth, extending plays, looking downfield and making that throw as he's taking a hit. That is dangerous. That is the Russell Wilson of yesteryear, bruh. Changing plays, audibles, getting guys in and out of the right checks. Like you can see the veteran leadership. And one other guy that I will still give credit to as well in the Big Hat Moment. My bad. I said the entire offense. Justin Fields, staying in there, hanging in there, waiting for your time and making a significant play. But back to Russell Wilson. Man, let me tell you something. I don't know if we could keep this up, but I will say this. This offense shows me that they're capable of. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to put a number or anything on it. I'm just going to say, okay, so they can do that. Or they could do this. Or they're capable of. I will no longer say they're not capable of scoring points. I think they can. I think they're capable of doing whatever they need to do. Can they do it? We'll see. But they're showing us that they can do things that you didn't expect. Never in a million years did I expect 40-plus points. I don't care what defense it was against. I don't care who it was against. I didn't expect that our team currently constructed would do that. And they did it. I did not expect 400-plus yards thrown by Russell Wilson. Man, that was good to see. I would like to see the offense continue to hum. Not asking for 40 points, but I would like to see them continue to hum. They did exactly what I asked them to do in the pregame. Sustain drives. If I'm not mistaken, did we only punt the ball one time? And even if we did, we didn't punt until the fourth quarter, I think. Crazy. Looking at them stats, man, from the broadcast of after that pick six that shouldn't have been a pick six because it should have been a penalty. All of that touchdown, field goal, like that's what I'm talking about. But like I said, guys, I got to wrap it up here, man. I'm going to take a few calls. That's it. I'm going to be done. What is it? 8:39. We got to wrap this thing up by 8:50. So I can get myself ready to watch some Hard Knocks And there you have it. So we only a couple guys. I'm only taking a couple. Y'all, please don't be long. Let me say that again. Let me reemphasize that because we're starting to get a lot of calls. Do not be long-winded, please. Some of you guys say I'm going to be short, and you don't be short. We got to be considerate of everybody, but, and there's definitely a silent time count. So let's get to it, man. First and foremost, we got area code 973. What you got for us?
Hey, Sam, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
I'm going to make this quick. I still like Joey Porter. Joey Porter, Mike Thomas called him a serial killer, right? I don't know if you watched the game last night with Cleveland. Did you see Levi Wallace get tore up by Jerry Jeudy last night? That makes me say, you know what? I would take Joey Porter in the penalties, in the holding. Okay, that's one thing. And I want to get your opinion on this. Baltimore Ravens are going to cut Deontay Johnson. I would love to bring Deontay Johnson back. I believe we don't really have a true number 2 receiver. Van Jefferson really shouldn't be on the field. We don't use Mike Williams. We got a 5th-round draft we gave up. So I'd rather see us get Deontay before he get cut and Kansas City get him. That's what it seems like it always happens. But I just want to get you a quick advice. I know you want to watch the Hard Knocks, so I can go more, but you have a good night.
Man, thanks for calling. I'll comment on that last part real quick. Nah, I can't believe I'm saying that, but I'm cool on Deontay right now. Not disagreeing with your point. I think I know what angle you're coming from. Y'all know I campaigned for Deontay a lot. Best route runner. At that time, one of the best feet in the NFL, one of the best route runners, separation creators, yada, yada, yada. We don't have we know him, so we could definitely make it work. But my fear is, Deontay is not going to be the focal point. I don't think Russell Wilson does that. What happens when now he's not getting the ball? I'm cool on it, man. I think I like the way the offense is gelling right now. Don't need to throw anything else in that mix. You're right. We might not have a necessary number 2. And maybe eventually Mike Williams, can get it together. But nah. The way the way we're playing offense right now, I think we're good without adding a Deontay Johnson at this point. But I see your point. I won't say it's a bad idea. That's just my opinion. Next up, area code 702. What you got for us?
I'm going to keep it short. They need to stop dissing my man Minka. And they need to stop acting like this defense is trash because people make it seem like this NCO defense and it's not because we're in an offensive league. So, I just need to put some respect on them. And that's it. I'm not saying you need to because I know you respect me. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Respect on Minka, man. People acting like this because there ain't no interceptions. He ain't doing his job, but everybody can fly around because of him.
Hey, man, thanks for the call. Definitely appreciate that, and I will comment on that as well. And sorry, guys, if you heard an echo. I still have my mic on. I didn't mute it. I'm with him as far as Minka. Listen, again, a lot of times people only look at numbers. Minka's doing more than you guys think. Minka said it himself. He's not even being thrown at a lot. Also, consider the defenses a lot of times that we're running. A lot of times we're keeping Minka in the center of the field, right? And solo safety. So it's hard for him to play both sides. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard for any safety to do that. I think they need to start maybe dropping Minka back down in that robber situation a little more. Maybe play a little more too high so, he might get the ball thrown his way. But when you're in the middle of the field, it's going to be harder. But like I said, man, Minka has saved a lot of touchdowns. Minka has made some tackles. Like, think about the tackle against Andrews in that game against the Ravens. He's doing more and keeping more lids on things than you guys think. Is just because he doesn't have the interceptions, we don't necessarily need him to do all of that at the moment when other guys are getting interceptions and strip sacks, right? So don't just look at the numbers. And I wouldn't say the defense sucks either, but the defense definitely needs to clamp down on explosive plays, reduce those a little bit, and we're good. We're good. Next up, area code 318. What you got for us?
Well, what's up, Bob? I'll make this quick. Got to show love to both teams. You know, they go out there and do their thing. Just don't, I don't want to get, too excited because, how many times did we say, we look good, then the next week we fall flat. So I just want to try to keep everything kind of calm, but we look good. Can't take it away from them, and it showed that we can, battle with a top offense. I like that. And just to go back on the Minka Fitzpatrick, comment, like I said, man, people getting on him, but I think people forget how Mike Mitchell was, man. I'd rather have Minka back there than, Mike Mitchell slipping and falling, everywhere. Y'all have a good night.
Oh, man, my man. How soon we forget, huh? Boy, Mike Mitchell. Yeah, who would y'all rather have back there today? Minka Fitzpatrick or Mike Mitchell? I'm just saying, guys, it ain't always about the interceptions, man. Minka is doing his job. And yes, newsflash, guys are going to get beat sometimes. It's the NFL. They're playing the best against the best. And another thing that he said, I don't want to get too high either, because then they mess around and lose the next game. Everybody losing their mind again. But, these divisional games are special. I think the Steelers will get Cleveland in here in this second one at home. I think they have a different plan, but winning in the NFL is hard, man. That's why I never beat the team down so much. And unless they're doing stuff that I'm like, guys, you can clearly fix that. That's the only time I throw a fit. You know what I mean? But all right, guys, I'm only going to get 2 more of these. So I'll let you know who they are. Next one is 518. Right after that is 717. And then we'll close it down from there. All right, 518, what you got for us?
717. And then we'll close it down from there.
Whoa. You're going to have to hold on, 518. I'm going to come back to you, 518. You got to mute the background when I bring you on the phone. When I bring you on the line, because we can hear all that in the back. So I'm going to grab 717 first, then we'll end with 518. 717, what you got for us?
Hey, a shout out to you, Slim. Love the show. You know that already. I just wanted to put it out there that Broderick Jones and JPJ came in same time. They struggled a little bit this year, but I think we got to give them their flowers. They're working through it. That addition to Preston Smith, I think it had an effect on Broderick Jones. It kind of increased his aggression. I don't know what's happening in practice, but it looked like it was a good move. And as far as JPJ goes, we on him about this holding, but I think we underestimate the toll that takes on the receiver when they can't get free, when they feel like they're being held all game. I think he's doing his job, and he's doing it well. Lastly, Mike Tomlin, Coach of the Year, and you don't like him, you know what you can eat. I'll let you.
Appreciate that, 717, man. Shout out to 717 in my area code. That is my current area code where I live. So shout out to him. But also, I wanted to speak real quick on what he said, man, about Joy Porter Jr. I am going to give him respect and call him his name just in this example. He's going to have to give me that name back, though. I'm going to be fair. But I do want to say one thing about him. Tomlin also mentioned that what they asked him to do against T. Higgins, what they asked him to do against DK Metcalf a year or so ago, and he was saying, because these guys are physical, he actually called T. Higgins a goon. He was like, you got to get physical with him. And he's basically saying, but, JPJ is going to have to learn how to play in the confines. But what they're asking him to do and how you have to match the physicality and things like that could lend to him getting more penalties and such. And I thought that was cool for the coach to say, and I understand that. But at the same time, I will say you're going to have to find a clean way to do it. You know what I mean? But 717 makes a point there. He'll be okay. I think he possesses other talent, and he shows you what he can be. He's just got to learn to not be so grabby and find a better way to utilize his technique. If he could do that, then we got something. All right, last but not least, guys, Area 518. What you got for us?
I just want to ask you, based upon what you've witnessed and our performance so far this season, How do you feel about us winning the division and possibly making a playoff run? And sorry about the echo.
Oh no problem, 518. No problem, man. I was just alerting you. That's all. No big deal. Yeah, I can answer that really quick as we wrap up with that. I think we have a decent chance to win the division. I'm not gonna go as far as to say we will though, because these next 5 games are tough. Say what you want, but yeah, the Cleveland game could be tough again. But then you got to deal with Philly. Then you got to deal with the Ravens again. Then you got to deal with the Chiefs. And then you got to play Cincinnati again. So I think it's possible for us to do it. Another Ravens loss, another Steelers win. Maybe we get it. You know, if the Steelers can walk out of this thing, what are we now? 9-3. If the Steelers can end up 11-6, that might win the division. Playoffs, I think I'm back on the train of thinking that the Steelers can win at least one playoff game. Would be curious to see who the matchup is, but I think we are trending towards being able to win a playoff game. Not certain how far we can go, though. Not yet, because it's just a lot of teams, man. I think it's going to be tough. Maybe not a lot, but I look at Buffalo, and that's going to be a tough matchup if we have to face them. I think even a team at this state, a team like the Chargers could be tougher to face off against than once before. Who knows where the Texans end up? You know, it's still a lot of teams there that would be able to play decent enough defense and can put up offense. However, I don't know, man. I said it after the Ravens win. If the Steelers can play, if they can produce offense like they did Sunday, not saying 44 points, I'm just saying produce offense where, I mean, you're talking about 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals, right? If you get, that's past my magic number. 3 touchdowns and a field goal is my magic number between 21 and 24 points. That's 24. You add 3 more to that. If you're talking about a Steelers team that's averaging 24 to 27 points down the stretch and into the playoffs, yeah, I think we'll be able to hold teams under 30. I do. I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm just saying. I think that 38 was, you know, just an anomaly. Yeah, if you're telling me that we can average 24 to 27, it's possible. It's possible we can make a little bit of noise. But I'm not going to get too high or too low. I'm just enjoying the ride right now. But thank you for that, man. Thank you for that question. Yeah, the Browns put up 32 last night. See, against the Broncos. The Broncos is another team, man, that, you know, they're not quite the same team they were when we faced them. So it's going to be an interesting playoff, but for sure. And I still think a 10-win season in the AFC, as far as looking at where everyone else is at, you'll make it. So I think the Steelers will find themselves in the playoffs, hopefully. But other than that, guys, we're going to go ahead and get this one wrapped up here. Somebody said I missed their donation. Oh, my bad. Infamous Tim, man. Thank you for the Wonder Bread. Round of applause. He says, what's the excuse now? O put up when the D couldn't. I don't know if there's an excuse. What exactly are we talking about? Are you just saying in general? Or are you replying to something that I once said or someone else once said, or are you just speaking in general? If you're speaking in general, I would say that's what I said a few moments ago when I said this offense, this team now is they could. It's a they could type of team. Like, they've shown us that they can score a lot of points. They've showed us that they can win a close, tough game. So now it's kind of like, okay, it's hard for me to say what they can and can't do. Oh, you said the biggest knock the Steelers had was what can the offense do if the defense doesn't hold teams okay, got you. Yeah, you're right, Tim. It ain't much I can really say at this point. I mean, if you can put up 44 points, bro, you know, and I get it. People are going to say, oh, well, I said it. I said it a couple weeks before that. I said both the Ravens and the Bengals defenses were, you know, suspect. That don't matter. That's still 44 points. You understand what I'm saying? So if you can produce 44 points on the NFL defense, yeah, it shouldn't be no real excuse now. And the defense gave up 38 and the offense bailed them out. So I see what you're saying. They both covered each other's butts at some point in the season. So yeah, really not a big excuse, man. I do think this team right now looks like a team that should be able to get in the playoffs and win a game. At least a game. I'm still there. And I'm going to say something bold really quick before I close this show. Let me get close to the mic. Pause. I think we beat Kansas City on Christmas. Yeah, I said it. I think we beat Kansas City. Kansas City's offense don't scare me. I'm putting that in the air. We'll see if it happens. But all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. Y'all know the routine. I got to go get upstairs and watch some Hard Knocks. Here we go right here. If you haven't already, bam, hit the like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. And outside of that, guys, I'm going to remind you, please, stay healthy, stay safe. God bless. Good night. Like always, thank you for tuning in. And I shall catch you, wonderful people, in the next one. Now go watch some Pittsburgh Steelers on Hard Knocks and we'll come back here and we'll talk about it. Maybe I'll do a special show about it, whether we like it or not. All right, man, I'll catch y'all soon. Peace and love. What? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. You ain't got no shirt on or nothing, bro. Hold on, y'all. Look at this dude.
What's up, guys?
All right, peace. All right. Catch y'all later.